let's do this. Hey everybody, it's Alice. We're gonna continue playing Swooning over stands, because why not? Load, and let's play some Dungeons, and fudge. Second play. Okay, now we can continue playing. Oh shoot, did you look at the plans earlier? Those were for Dungeon Master's eyes only. If I'd known you were gonna join us. Yeah, I did. I know all your plans. All of them. Don't worry, I didn't look. Oh, what a relief. No, wait. What if you're lying to get an edge on the game? Is this legal, Grunkle Ford? What? I didn't hear. I was just categorizing these DD and MD books. How many volumes did you have? How many volumes do they have these days? Room 4 put the final pieces in their places. The floor is encircled in a mix of prop-up cork boards, books, maps, notes, and loose-leaf paper. Board unfolds the game board in the center of the madness. Brilliant. We're all ready. Don't look so nervous, Alice. You'll have me here to walk you through it. Ford sits down next to the game board. He pats a piece of carpet next to him, inviting you to sit, and you do so. Pepper sits across from you on the other side of the game board and unfolds an illustrated piece of cardboard, propping it up in front of him. He notices your questioning gaze and looks back at you. Oh yeah, this is the Dungeon Master screen. It's just there to protect my secrets. It has essential dice rolls and plot points from praying players' eyes. Uncle Ford tried to look ahead once or twice and spoil a narrative twist, and you were the only player. I'm just making sure my Dungeon Master appreciates staying on his toes. You can never be too vigilant. Dipper gathers up his dice in a pile next to the DM screen, ready to roll when needed. Now, I mentioned an extra dice set, didn't I? Dice are an important, though by no means essential, component of the game. No adventurer should leave the house without a set. I keep mine in this. Velvet dice bag from Dimension, a local game store. Yeah, from Dimension. Ford retrieves a dark drawstring bag from his coat and empties it onto the floor, where dice of all different shapes and sizes come tumbling out. Now for yours. Pulls out another matching drawstring bag from the depths of his coat. They were having a buy one get one discount. Go ahead, take a look. These will be yours for the season. You pour the dice onto the carpet as well. Metallic gold and the number embossed in black. Fancy. Well, I don't have enough left to make them solid gold. I was able to electro play a set for fun. Great Uncle Ford, you electro plated those dice? They're so nice. That didn't mean to rhyme. Maybe you should be the one with the rapping career, not Jay. Not Jay Gnomesy. Ford and Dipper laugh. Yeah, maybe not, but anyway. Let me reintroduce our character. Dipper clears his throat, settling into the Dungeon Master personnel. When we last left our heroes, Viv and Melding trapped in the great elven wizard Veneran and the halfling fighter Tayros in the dungeon filled to the brim with puzzles, riddles, and brain teasers to reach Viv at the end and end this journey once and for all. They'll have to brave the dungeon's mysteries and escape with their lives intact. Dipper sets two figurines side by side on the game board. One is an imposing figure in flowing robes, and the other is much shorter in comparison, but boosted will prove himself. You suppose the former is Bandaran, and the latter is Tyro. I said that differently both times. But what would our two heroes find in the first room of the dungeon? But potential ally just says trapped as they are, who will join them in their quest for freedom. Yes. Dipper places the third figure on the carpet, just off to the side of the game board. You get to choose your character now, Alice. They're starters with pre-made templates, so they're good for short notice editions like this. Orc Rogue, Dwarf Fighter, or Human Bard. Could be a Dwarf Fighter. Players are hardy, bash, and know how to pack a punch. Another fighter, huh? We might need that. Wizards can be kind of squishy. My wizard has extra points in on. You glance at Ford's character sheet to see what Ford's wizard might be a little rougher than normal. He's a little lower on wisdom. How about an... Rogues can move around with stealth and know how to pick both pockets and locks. How about a human bear? Maybe. Hey, stop trying to play ahead. I think I'm gonna be this. It removes your figurine onto the board beside Vernan and Tyros. Alright. What's their name going to be? Alex. Short for Alexandrus. Yours for try Alexandrus out under his breath a few times. I'll just call him Alex. Here's your character sheet. It's got all the information on it. Ahem. Our heroes discover Alexandrus, Alex for short, in the first room of the dungeon. Alex, what's your deal with our main villain, Maven the Madeline? You murdered my family. I just woke up with a headache. When you get very creative, I just woke up here with a headache. Miv promised me eternal glory, but left a dagger on my back instead. Miv murdered my family, and now I seek revenge. I just woke up here with a headache. Lord help me. I want to do this, but Alex explains how she struck Maeve's ire, and in turn, Tyros shared that Miv once bested him in a duel, an embarrassment because Miv is a sorcerer, and sorcerers aren't known for their physical combat skills. In Tyros' defense, he was still young at the time. But not of this matter, because to finally face down Maeve, they must escape. Oh, snap. No. We're taking a break for a second. Look at that tapestry work. Like, that's like an accurate representation. Holy smoke. Behind you is a plain door. Only the far wall of the room is set of... On the far wall of the room, there's a set of red doors, and to the left and right, there are old stained glass windows with weird, familiar modifiers on them. Having woke up here, they have no recollection of getting here at all. You have no way of knowing which door you came in, should go out of, or even what direction you should head in at all. And now you guys decide what you want to do. You might want to look around first. And by that, of course, we mean roll the dice and see if you can notice anything, the outcome of. I'll let you choose what to do here, Alice. And I'll smash a window. Take a look around. Ford shows you what to roll for the investigation check. Dipper flips through the notebook, ready to tell you what you see. Ah, nice roll. Tacked to one of the walls of the room, there is a note that reads, "Proceed with caution. Tyros pockets the note, and in the distance you hear a faint sound of rushing water. What do you do next?" What's the state of the door behind us? It's locked. Alice Miller, here's your chance to do something really cool. You're the only one of us who can pick locks. Here, use the D38 to roll a sleight of hand check to see if you can pick that lock. Ooh, it's a 31. Since you're a rogue with deft hand, you get a +2 on the roll. 33. Nice one. You pick the lock and the door swings open. I didn't know that I was playing D&D. My mom likes playing D&D with her friends. But I didn't know that I'd be playing a thing like D&D. I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. Brilliant. Let's go this way. As the last of you steps through the doorway, it melts, seeping into the walls as if it were never there. Guess we're not heading back that way. The travelers overhead, Igneous casts the room into a warm orange glow that reveals an impressive door on the far wall. In front of it is a large cloth-covered lamp. Look around. You roll for investigation, just like earlier. You approach to inspect it. As your footsteps screw near, the lamp shuffles, raised to reveal that it is in fact a goblin. The goblin stands to attention and tries to pretend it was never a slave. Travelers, I notice the and demand you answer this riddle, the 3. Riddles 3. Attack the goblin. Is this okay? Answer the riddles or pick the goblin. Let's pick the goblin's pocket first. I can do that, right? Yeah? As Ford pulls out a sheet of paper to do the pickpocketing, a goblin in light leather armor, while in the damp stone dungeon room, calculation For you hear Dipper mumbling something like, didn't even think about pickpocketing to himself under his breath. Oh. Well, the math says you should roll a D8 or a D4. A D8, a D4, and a D6. Anything below 13 should be successful. Dipper, are you ready? Yeah. You roll successfully. And Dipper grimaces. You reach the goblin's pockets and open your hands to see that you've stolen a piece of paper. In real life, Dipper hands you a folded piece of paper. Not having noticed you doing that, the goblin grows impatient. Travelers, answer these riddles 3. The goblin reaches into his pocket, ruffling for something and not finding it. Though he looks a little nervous, he proceeds from memory. You have 88 keys, but you can't open a single door. Use the piece of paper Dipper gave me earlier. Yeah. Let Ford answer it. I want to be nice. But he cannot open the door. Monkey. Finally, what is the first thing you did on your adventure? Ran? The door is now open. Fabulous human. The goblin steps aside and lets you through the doorway. Man, I am just... I am doing so well at this. And with that, you've cleared the goblin's puzzle. Well, as a fourth of them anyway, it could have gone so many other ways. Dipper then beams and you follow his line of sight and realize it's because Ford just gave Dipper an encouraging smile of his own. As soon as you enter the next room, the walls bends over the doorway, sealing you in. Man, how many ways could this have gone? As soon as you... Bouncing around is the far wall of the room seems to be a different material and color than the rest. Though it could just be the light. To the left, you see a row of orcs affixed to the wall. Inspect the orcs. After inspecting and interacting with the orcs for a few minutes, you come to realize a few things. There are 26 orcs. You can touch them and make them glow. You can only touch 6 of the orcs at a time. Once 7 are all touched, all the... No, these are orbs. I thought it said orcs. Fade to their original color. Each orb is labeled with an integers that run conveniently from 1 to 26, starting from the leftmost orb. Looks like we need a password for this one, Alice. If the puzzle is fair, the words must already been introduced to ones that stand out. You think back to the first room when Bruce pocketed the note from the first room of the dungeon. What was the word for it again? Good, now connect those two together, which one? By the 19th. Rumbles and you turn around to find a green glass door. Walking up to getting a closer look, it seems that engraved on the door is a riddle. The door reads, if you go into a green glass door, you can bring a ball, but not a bat. You can bring a book, but you can't bring a novel. You can bring coffee, but not tea. You can bring letters, but you can't bring numbers. If you wish to pass, you must present an acceptable offering. Interesting one, Dipper. Let's think. A ball and not a bat. I think I understand, Alice. What could you bring through the door? I was never good at these puzzles. I want to say an hourglass. Yes. Well, Dipper flips through his notebook for the next part of the dungeon. Ford nudges you and holds up a hand for a high five. That was a nice job, Alice. I'm impressed you got that riddle. I mean, it was kind of a little bit of guesswork, Ford, but I appreciate that you thought it was good. Is it hot in here, or is it just a side effect of the green glass door disintegrating? You high sixth, Ford, beaming as Dipper finds the page he needs to continue the game. The green glass door swings open, you go through. Freedom. Yes. And there it is, the end of the dungeon. I cut it down a bit on the fly. I didn't want to make it too long. I would have ran a murder mystery I've had planned out for ages, but my test runs have never gone very well with my focus group. So, what did you think? So what happens next? When do we fight the sorcerer? That was actually the transition to the next. Super plot century campaign about infiltrating the sorcerer's tower castle. Dipper shows you a couple of pages from his campaign book, which looks to be full with various dungeon sketches with realistic physical calculations crowded into every square space. Well, Dipper, I think you did well. It's not easy adding an extra player on short notice like that. I always write just in case. Not completely, but just a few notes. Core and Dipper launch into a conversation about dungeon masters as they clean up D, and more D. Setup. Returning the game components to original glossy fantasy box. They're too fast to predict for you to figure out how to help. So you just pick up the dice 4 lended you and return them to their original velvet bag. Dipper leaves, putting the D, and more D box back upstairs, and then it's just you and Ford. Alice, you did well for a first-timer. I'd take you into a dungeon with me. I mean, Ford gives you an embarrassing smile, but you're already smiling at him yourself. I know what you meant. Thanks, Ford. A call comes from the kitchen, which sounds like Stan. Haha. Well, I'd talk more, but I'd better see what he needs. Or passes you heading towards the kitchen. Suddenly you feel the need to hold on to this moment, like you need to say something. Word? Yes. Now he's looking at you again. You don't remember what you're gonna say. All you say is, "Here's your set of dice back. Thanks for letting me use them." He chuckles, shaking his head. Nah, you keep it in case you decide to join us again next time. See you at dinner, Alice. Aw, the love meter's going up. How long is this game gonna be? Considering that it was like cut in half last time. So does that mean it only goes up by each a little bit? This is gonna be a long game. But I mean, whatever. Whatever floats my boat. Someone thumps their fists on the storage room door, stirring you from your sleep with a jolt, and says you fell off the mattress. Suddenly, scrambling to your feet, you step over to the door and swing it open wide. Alice, I need your help! At that moment, what you look down to see Waddles swaddling in her arms, wearing a top hat and small bow tie. Why is Waddles look so dapper? He looks pretty dashing, doesn't he? Wait, we're not here to dish out compliments. There's an emergency. A love emergency. What? Mabel stares up at you with wide eyes, her arms unmovable as Waddles attempts to wiggle free from her grasp. This kid is stronger than she looks. Knowing Mabel, this could mean she has a new crush. From what Dipper's told you, she'll still deeply rooted into her boy crazy phase. Or she desperately wants to wed Waddles to some unexpected critter outside. Waddles and Gompers were renewing their vows today, and I can't find Gompers, and I put his... I can't find Gompers to put his gown on. You need to help me find him. You weren't actually expecting your second guess to be right. Of course. Okay, wait, Mabel, just calm down for a second. But we have to find Gompers. The ceremony's in 20 minutes. Waddles wiggles himself free and runs down the hallway to freedom, ignoring Mabel's shrieks of protest as she chases him. He collapses to go back to bed, deciding that this is almost definitely a dream, but jog after Mabel regardless. You catch sight of Mabel just as she leaps over Dipper, who was sitting on the floor with a large array of graph paper and sheeted pencils as she runs to the back door, suspiciously open after Waddles snorts himself, yelling at him not to lose his tie. But Mabel, what's going on? Waddles, wedding, Gompers. You're a little out of breath, Mabel's fast. Dipper smacks his forehead, dragging it down his face dramatically. Of course, she told me they're renewing their vows or something. They got married last summer. She missed the pizzazz of the wedding. Dipper looked non-phased, but you could tell he was at least a little invested. Are you gonna help her with whatever that was? I don't even know what's going on. I don't even want to imagine this marriage failing. Yeah, that's Mabel for you. But it's her thing, I guess. There's a moment of silence. I'll help if you do. Thanks, Dipper. And with that, you ran past him. Dipper stutters of surprise, growing fainter as you head outside. Mabel's already away when you bust out of the shack's backyard. Fortunately, Standard Ford were nowhere in sight. You're not sure what to think of them finding you searching for a goat bride, as Mabel called out, luring Gompers home. Come on, Gompers. I already booked the second honeymoon. And the caterers are gonna be mad. Runaway brides are so cliche. She's seriously invested in this farm critter marriage. That or she watched way too many dramatic romance movies. Or both. Gompers, come on, goat pal. Where are you? Then you heard Dipper head towards Mabel to help her look for... So here are your options. Opting to cover more ground and search for the runaway goat bride. on the roof. You walk back towards and put a hand on your brow, shrinking your eyes from the sun as you shirt the scalper of the shack for nothing. You continue walking to the side now until rays of sunlight obscure the view above the sign of the gift shop. Rather suspicious, the clouds blaze overhead and block the sunlight. You're able to look higher and see a misplaced letter and various wears and tears on the roof, and a small billy goat marching on part of the leatherette. Wait. Hey, Mabel. Yeah? You pointed to the roof at Gompers. Here comes the bride. She shrieks Gompers and sprints into the gift shop, slamming the door so hard the open slide flipped to close. There's a silence for a moment, then something flips open on the roof, a small balcony, and Mabel pops out from underneath, climbing onto the roof, attempting to coax Gompers down. There's a ladder to the balcony inside the gift shop. It's pretty cool for fireworks. Mabel pulls a sandwich from her sleeve. You can't help but imagine what else she has up there, and waves at Gompers' direction. He trots towards the balcony, hopping down into Mabel's level and snatching the sandwich from her hands. She grabs the goat and heads back down the ladder and into the gift shop. Oh, Gompers, you can't get the pre-wedding jitters anymore. You're already married. You can't get away from it that easy. Thanks a billion, Alice. You've saved the wedding. And with that, Alice gets working on wrestling Gompers into his dress, yelling commands at Dipper to grab Waddles, who thankfully didn't get his bow tie dirty when he dashed away earlier, and gets everything ready for the most important ceremony in the history of ever. Maybe but Mabel's excitement is undoubtedly okay. Also, just to let you know, I'm sick. That's why I'm weird. Okay, once Dip finds Waddles, I think we can get everything ready. I am, of course, the Vice Carter Proud Mother musical guest combo. Dipper's gonna take pictures for my scrapbook. Hey, I never agreed to that. Dipper, please. I've got office shin 8. You mean obstinate? I'm so busy I can't even talk right. Please, Dipper. I'll help you with something nerdy later. Nerdy thing later. I pinky swear. Dipper contemplates this, hand on his chin, mirroring his wrinkled forehead, of course. As long as you actually do this time, then yeah, I'll take pictures. Mabel jumped up and down with excitement, jousting poor Gompers in her arms. Yay! Thank you, Dipper. I owe you one. This is what the best brother looks like right here, Alice. Okay. You don't have to do this whole thing again. I'll get back to... Waddles, you get back here. Okay, now we have that fixed. That means we have... Wait! Seuss left already! My ring bearer is gone! Oh no, what are we gonna do? Gompers? Gomper gives the intelligent answer of bad, chewing on his bridal veil. I could ask her, but I don't know. Gomper chooses that moment to look into Mabel's eyes and felt at her instincts. Mabel naturally takes this as a sign from a goat. You're right, of course this is your special day, again. Mabel turns to you with pleasant eyes. Hey Alice, could you be our new ring bearer for the ceremony? It would give me no greater honor. I'm invested in this partnership, Mabel. I gotta see it through. Mabel beams, obviously pleased that you're taking this as seriously as she is. Thank you, Alice. Let's get the show on the road, or this wedding on the backyard. It still works. Mabel runs back into the house, and you hear thuds upstairs faster than a hungry waddles. Gomper is thankfully occupied by the half a sandwich Mabel taunted him with. Stayed put. Mabel comes back soon after with a fluffy pink pillow and 2 your sticks? After snapping the right stick in half, they're glow sticks. She curled them into small bracelet-sized rings. They're so much more fun than rings, plus Wallace can put it on his tail, and it looks super handsome. Wallace oinks in agreement. As he madly dashed out of the house, he loses his top hat. Hold your hand out, palm up, and get down so you're not as tall. They can't put the rings on each other if you're way up there. She's got a point. You duck to your knees in the dirt, and Mabel turns your hands, palm up, relatively placing a pillow and glow stick rings to top them. Okay, Mabel, here's with the camera. I'm here with the camera for... Alice, why are you on the ground? You gestured to the happy couple with a wide arc of your arms. They needed a ring bearer. Well, I guess they do. Mabel nods, small hand on her hip, as she looks at the wedding scene and mumbles to herself, checking things off a mental checklist. Okay, I think we have... Wait! I forgot the flower petals! I'll be right back. She's gone again, leaving you alone with a pig groom and a goat bride and 2 glow stick brands of matrimony, goatrimony. That kind of works. You decide not to crack a pun on Dipper, who examined his disposable camera. He pops the back open and sighs, smacking a hand on his forehead. This one's out of film. It must be the one Mabel used at Candy's party. He looks up at you and shrugs. I'll get one of my spares. Make sure these 2 don't get anywhere or Mabel will. Well, you know Mabel. You haven't known Mabel as long as Dipper, but you understand it immediately. You have to run the backyard with a groom pig and a goat, and a bride goat, 2 glow sticks, and a broken disposable camera. Paul, you'd love to say you're absolutely been in this situation before. Unfortunately, you have not. I'm waiting for Grunkle Stan or Grunkle Ford to come back. I really am very happy for you both, Waddles and Gompers. Both animals turn to you nonchalantly. To the certain state of events, but I can't believe Mabel forgot the flower petals. As you got to continue the one-sided conversation between the human goat and pig, you hear two voices coming around from the house. Two very I knew they were coming. I knew they were coming. Listen, Sixer, if you haven't gone off about the wobbly chunk, the gobble wonker Stanley, has Dipper really never told you? Then you would have freaked out the kid at the store we needed and we had. Oh, I don't know, the stuff to fix my house after you got a car stuck in it. It's still my house, and besides, he was a fisher. He needed to know. Both Stan and Ford ran the corner to find you sitting on your heels next to Waddles and Gompers, brandishing a pillow and glow sticks in the dirt. The three of you stare at each other in silence. Mabel needed a ring bearer for the wedding. At that moment, Mabel kicks down the door, runs to your side, and throws rose petals on top of your head. Ta-da! You blow a rose petal off the tip of your nose and grin at Mabel. I think our bride and groom are ready to renew their vows, don't you? Mabel nods. At you before turning to their grunkles, lighted up 100-watt smile. Yes, Grunkle Stan and Grunkle Ford, you guys got here just in time. And just like that, Mabel pushes Stan and Ford towards you and tugs their hands so that they're sitting across from you. Stan complains about his knees and asks Dipper exactly why the pig and goat are betrothed. Fits with what you know about both at this point. Mabel makes the way with the wedding, and you sit cross-legged in the pillow with glow stick rings on your lap. Ever so often, Mabel left a theatrical sob, wiping a very real tear from her eyes before she turned to you for the rings. Oh, Mabel, how should the betrothed wear their rings? Just put them on wherever they best fit. You get up, promptly crouching down in front of Waddles and Gompers, playing your ring bearer part very seriously. The glow stick rings go into one of Gompers' horns, and you place the other on Waddles' ear, hanging off his curly tail. I now pronounce you husband and husband. Again! You may now kiss the goat. Waddles sniffs and Gomper snorts. That definitely counts. Dipper reappears with a new camera, and Mabel throws more rose petals at him and gets a few stuck in his fluffy hair. He rolls his eyes, but retaliates by taking a very close-up picture, and the flash temporarily blinds her. Hey, save the phone for the newlyweds. I need plenty of pictures for my scrapbook. You owe me a new camera for this, Mabel. Sounds annoying, but he's fun. His fun sibling smiles gives him away as he starts taking pictures of the happy couple, getting odd angles as Mabel pushes them into silly positions. Step away from the scene and go to head back inside. Being the ring bearer is thirsty work, but stand forward and stop you before you can make it to the door. Hey Alice, thanks for playing along with Mabel with the whole wedding thing. We're both glad you're willing to entertain her whenever we're gone. She didn't make you do this, did she? Stan's face. Oh, she didn't. She just needed a ring bearer, so I stepped in to help. Stand forward, arched matching brows at you. I'm very invested in the marriage of the goat and the pig, you know. The three of you laugh as Sam pats your shoulder and before it gives you a warm smile. I'm glad you're as into this as she is. Thank you for that. Yeah, kid, it's nice of you to be nice to her, you know? Ford takes a step forward onto the patio, peering down at you through his cracked glasses. You'd be somewhat imitated if it wasn't for the fact he was blushing. I appreciate you occupying the kids for Stanley and I while we were out. Both of them seem to like you being around. You grin at him with a shrug. It's no problem. They're fun to hang out with, even if I'm gonna have some strange photos in Mabel's scrapbook at the end of the. Ford smiles, sweet and almost kind, as you turn to turn red as he looks at you like that. Well, if you excuse me, I've got things to get back to. Yes. He has a blood. Look at that little blood. Look, he's so cute with his little blush. He walks past you into the house. Stan follows soon after. Stan elbows forward and looks like he mumbles something to him, but you can't hear what it was. Whatever he said, Ford looks. Hey Alice, you're gonna miss the party. We got popsicles. I call the red ones. Pineapple ones are mine. I call dibs. But the pineapple ones are the best ones. Mabel and Stan wrestle for the yellow popsicles while Dipper contently unwraps a red one, holding it above his head out of Gomper's way. Ford gingerly picks a purple ice pop and leaves the ice chest open for you to grab one as well. While Stan and Mabel aren't looking, you hide the pineapple popsicles at the bottom of the chest. Dipper sees and starts laughing but didn't tell. They're a strange bunch, the two sets of pine twins, but they certainly make your summer a lot more exciting as you stay at the Mystery Shack continues. Your wreck of a car sits outside in the heat of the setting sun. It's another day of summer with nothing to do, but wait. Your schedule is surprisingly clear today. Ford usually has something going on for you to help with, and if not, Stan, Seuss, or the kids do. Who do you want to find? Let's go find Ford. Pass through the living room. Mabel spots you from her seat at the table. Alice, I was hoping I've seen you. Come on, I wanted to ask you something. Mabel points down to the table with a strawberry pink colored pencil. Her art supplies scattered across the table, lined across various sheets with bright colored doodles and a lot of glitter. You see a drawing that looks like a cross between Barney and Godzilla. A page full of puppies, a page with drawings that kind of look like you with, is that Ford or Stan? Mabel's not finished with it yet. Maybe the telltale jawline gives it away. Sit down at the table across from Mabel and suddenly get the same feeling you got at the job interview. At a job interview, and instantly when she pushes her organized chaos of paper aside and steeps her fingers over the table's surface. Alice, I'll be frank. I've been trying to find a match for my grunkles for a while, but I've never seemed to get their match made. Sorry, match? But then, it's like you were pulled from thin air, attracted to the shack by a magnet of love. It was a sign, and this week is just made this chemistry you share with him obsessive. You know who I'm talking about, right? Yes, Grunkle Ford. Great with family, and he's still guarded. But he's still guarded. You're the first new person I've seen him actually get interest in. Maybe if you get to know him, he'll see that social interactions aren't so hard, and maybe love was on the horizon all along. Love, that's a jump to say the least. And anyway, though you had the chance to share some quality time with Ford, you still feel like there's a huge part of the story, of his story, that you're missing. How much do you even know about him anyway? And why do you want to know so much more? Mabel, Ford and I haven't spent all that much time together. Sure, we shared a couple of adventures, but nothing. Adventures are perfect bonding material. I know that firsthand. But you know what would really get this chemistry going? Talking to him? What? No. I'm talking something more romantic. Hold on. I'm getting an idea. I'll get everything ready. Alice, you just focus on falling completely and utterly in love. Matchmaking Mabel is back in the game. Just as you exit the talk with Mabel, you ran into Dipper right outside the living room. And it doesn't seem like an accident either. His arms are crossed and he looks at you subtlessly. So I heard about Mabel's plans. How did you? I just left the room! Yeah, well, word travels fast, and Mabel sent out a mass update text. He definitely posted softness a bit. Just tell me one thing. I know my grunkles can look after themselves, but you promise me you won't hurt Grunkle Ford? You can trust me. You can trust Ford. You can trust me. Okay, Alice Miller. I'll remember that. A text notifying sound, and Dipper checks his phone. And be ready at any time for your date with Grunkle. This feels awkward enough, no offense, Alice. It's just my Grunkle Ford actually is going on a date. Do old people even date? Kind of hard to wrap my head around. I hope Mabel doesn't ask me for help tomorrow. I mean, I had enough trouble trying to date for myself. Mabel calls down from upstairs. Hey, Dipdot, I'm gonna need your help tomorrow. Well, never mind. During the next few days, you four and Dipper get further into DD and more D competition. You left off on, and you had time to flesh Alex out completely. To flesh Alex out to compliment Tyrus, and then this on the team. Dipper tells you the third person trio is typically small for a DD and more D group, but you have been getting the hang of the game, mostly from taking advantage of Ford's helpful nudges in the right direction. You notice Ford staring at you during the game sometimes, and you can't deny that you've always been caught doing the same. After you, fateful chat with Mabel, you're on edge in what for her to pull something out of her sleeve. Every time she busts into the room with a fistful of crayons, you jump at least a foot in the air. But you've been doing your best to pretend everything's normal, at least as normal as it gets in Gravity Falls. Ventured out into town earlier today and did some tourist-worthy exploring and ran into the Pines family at the Greasy Diner about an hour later. According to a giddy Dipper, and an board, a door to another plane has appeared in the fridge instead of food. Post-documentary and insuspicious. A lot of skepticals squatting from Dipper and complaints from Stan. Ford suggests they all just waited it out. It was gone by the time you got back. You secretly hoped to catch a glimpse, but when you asked Ford about it, he assured you it was nothing special. Wouldn't even have ranked among his top 10, he said, pushing his glasses up on his nose. After that series of fridge-related incidents, the shack fell quiet. Dipper ventured out with his camera equipment to film something amazing, and stands in his office, checking in with his sources, whatever that means. That leaves you and Ford both eternally reading at the Mystery Shack's patio. It's warm and comfortable, yet the overhead shields your eyes from the blinding summer light. Glance over at Ford. He looks calm and collected, same as he'd been all week. Conversely, you've been a little nervous around him ever since Mabel matchmaking interview. It's not that you haven't thought of him in that light before, it's that you've never planned on actually trying it out. should always ask Mabel to call off the matchmaking thing after spending the past couple of days convinced that Mabel was going to spring an unenviable romantic situation on you at a moment's notice. You'd rather not live with that kind of why can't I say right? Anxiety. It's because I'm sick. Occupation. You saw back into your book and paperback Ford lent to you. It's a jargon-heavy sci-fi with an abstract cover you probably wouldn't overlook on a bookshelf, and you think you're about to see the first glimpse of the plot after a third chapter introduction. You go to turn the page of your book, but the back door slammed open. Mabel exploded onto the porch, arms with oven mitts and an apron. Alice, Grunkle, Ford, I need your help, and I need it now. Ford sits up with wide eyes looking, fixing his glasses, and then startled off the bridge of his nose. What is it? Is something burning? There's something burning in the kitchen. I need help baking. Ford relaxed enough to leave a bookmark in his dog-eared novel and closed it, but looked at Mabel with air of bewilderment. Brenda's throwing Marvis when he comes to visit, and I volunteered to make cupcakes, and I was like, yeah, I can totally bake a batch of cupcakes, but then, as it turns out, smoke unfurls from the back door, inevitably followed by the screech of fire alarms inside. Mabel wiggles her mitted hands and winces guiltily. I can't. Mabel rushed back into the house. You and Ford came close after. You reached the door in time to see Ford unraveled and dragged a chair over to the smoke's direction and disabled it as easy as a flip of a switch. As for the smoke, you go straight for the kitchen window and open it, seeing the smoke out of the house. Mabel looks guilty at the both of you, attempting to ward off the smoke with her own mitts. Now that you really looked at her, you notice there's flour on her sweater, the kitchen floor, and kitchen counter, leaning on one lopsided bag on the bag of flour, surrounded by a small mess of ingredients. Looks like you could use a hand, Mabel. Why didn't you ask for help much sooner? I'm sorry, Grunkle Ford. I just wanted to make them myself. To which her encouraged despair. But I need those cupcakes, and I need your help. He points at Ford. And your help. Mabel moves her pointer finger at you. Oh dear. Both of you absolutely need to help me with this. He looks between the two of you with those Mabel hand and puppy dog eyes, and whatever wool you had left through this crumbled immediately. Pat her shoulder reassuringly. It's alright, Mabel. Baking is a difficult art, and even professionals have days off. And glance over at the oven that's still leaking, clearing smoke. I think adult supervision might be good right now. Mabel nodded, looking between you and Ford. Well, it's it'll be easy, pleasantly, with you and Grunkle Ford helping me. You look at Ford, and Ford just looks questionably at Mabel. Why would you need both of us, Mabel? Because we need to make like a bajillion of these, so many. This is like a huge party, plus there's more people than them, and the more love these cupcakes will have, they need to be so much love in these cupcakes. That doesn't please Grunkle Ford. Even else are super conventional, and the only one who can help me, Baby Dipper. He's out filming. He won't be back till sunset. It's gonna be you two. Ford glanced helplessly out of the hallway for a moment as Mabel gives you a wink while he's not looking, and it dawns on you. This is your match-made date with Ford. Out of all the dates Mabel could have made, I'm pretty sure this is a bad date. Is it getting hot in here, or is it just the oven? Well, please, 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 Great Uncle Ford, Alice is already gonna help, right, Alice? Yeah, that's what I want. Heart picked up its pace. You hazed a look at Ford to find him looking oddly contemplative. Ford nods at her. Alright, what do we do? Okay, first rule, wear an apron. There's never a wrong time to make a fashion statement. Actually, guys, I'm gonna save it here. And, I'll probably play later. But, I'm not too sure. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, if you did, or thanks for coming to watch an entire 1 hour and 20 minutes of me just playing Swooning over stands. I really do love this game, so, if you liked it, maybe I don't know, I'm not saying that you have to, I don't want to be a cheesy YouTuber. Maybe subscribe too. I hate being a cheesy YouTuber. Okay, anyways, see ya!